You know what I love about BU is that they're passionate about their fragrances and they make sure that they use the highest quality ingredients that are offered today in the fragrance industry. Their commitment to their mission is unwavering, and it's deeply rooted in the memory of those who have paid the ultimate price that have came before us. And BU refuses to forget the women who have endured unspeakable suffering, and they stand in solidarity with the loved ones who have been left behind. And most importantly, they continue to carry the stories, our stories, forward. BU has faith in you and us, and they know that we can do it. Whatever it is that's for you, just remember to be you and that you can do it, okay? Unapologetically. I love it. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Mira, how you doing?
Hey, Tasha.
Hey, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago.
What's going on in Chicago? What's your question?
Okay, so this kind of gonna have like a darker topic or whatever, but my baby dad just passed away 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Like this year been real hard on me, Tasha, and I'm a little emotional because of the last lady, because what she said is some real shit. Because like I'm in a real dark space in my life right now. Like I'm a single mother. I got a 3-year-old daughter. I recently lost my house. You know, I've been staying with my mom. Your mom don't have the best relationship, but and the reason why I'm back with my mom now is because my dude just went back to jail. I've been staying with him for the last 2 years, but he went back to jail, so he's locked up, and I had to move out of Tennessee or whatever. Long story short, yeah, I've been out here with my mom, with my baby, and I just got news of my baby dad passing. See, like the thing about me and my baby dad, we wasn't on good terms, but we was cordial. Like,
so wait a minute. So is he in jail? So you were living with your boyfriend that's in jail?
yeah.
But then your child's father just passed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my baby father, he's like, I met him when I was 17 and he was like turning 30. So he's like really one of those controlling type guys, which made me run away from him. Like I ran away from him. I left the state to get away from him. And he also put me through like in a really embarrassing situation because I had a fallout with my ex-cousin. And when I had a fallout with her, she had made lies on me saying that he's not my child's father and stuff like that. So like me and him went through this real embarrassing period for like the first 2 years of my baby life, because he was like trying to just like embarrass me, demand a DNA test, and make me pay for it. And I just wasn't having it. You know, I wasn't finna pay for no DNA test you're asking for when you know me and you both slept up in your house for 2 years and created that kid. You know what I mean? So I finally gave him the DNA test recently, like last year, December. We got the results back like in February. So this year, he's been like cool. Like we've been like calling, texting. He's been wanting me to plan a trip to bring my baby up there to Minnesota to see his mom and stuff like that. And I just never did it, mainly because I was in a relationship with my dude and he was controlling. Like it was just too much going on. But long story short, yeah, when he went to jail in May. That's when my baby dad really start connecting. Like we really start like just building a bond. I had made a post on Snapchat about my ex-boyfriend and said like, you know, free him. And it was a picture of me, him, and my daughter. And my baby dad, he kind of went off on me. Like he called me all types of bitches, called me dirty, said I'm not fucking with you, don't ask me for shit else. And so usually I won't respond to him, Tasha. I usually would just let him be. I would leave him in the Snapchat and I would just ignore him. But this day in particular, I had time. And when I tell you, I cursed him out really bad. I said things I really wish I could take back. I wish death upon that man. I said a lot of shit to him, Tasha. And then 2 weeks later, Tasha, they told me that he got shot 9 times and that they left his body out there just for hours. He got shot 9 times at like 3 in the morning, and then I think they finally cleaned him up like maybe like 5 in the afternoon and stuff like that. And I just seen people like on Facebook, like Snapchat, everybody posting about him, Tasha. And then, well, today is his funeral, and I could not bring myself to go, Tasha. Like I know what type of person he was and what type of crowd he hung around. He hung around real fake, phony people, and he was the type to like want to shine and be like just like in everybody's face. You know what I mean? He was the type to boast. He was that type, and I could not bring myself to that funeral. But I'm tore up, Tasha. Like I don't even know what's really going on because I feel like I'm out here by myself. I feel like I don't know. Like I just don't know no more. I don't know.
Okay, okay, okay. Take 10 deep breaths real quick. Like really deep breaths. Because you gotta calm yourself down. And thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for having the courage to call in. That's what this is for. Okay. Just take 10 deep breaths. You're gonna rest and stabilize your central nervous system. Okay.
Okay.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Wow. And you were 17 when you met him and he was 30.
Yes.
And he probably was already in the streets.
Yes.
You do realize like it was a crime for him to date you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. When he would deny this to this day, but it's so crazy. When we had first met, I lied about my age. I'm not gonna lie, Tasha. I was fast. I was a fast kid because I was living in a lot of shelters when I was young, and
Mhm.
me and my mom didn't have the best relationship, so I was really off by myself, and I had relied on men to like put me in better positions, like men like the young girls. So I used to use men to keep me clean, keep my hair done, keep my shoes on my feet.
Yeah, but you didn't know that they were using you too.
But yeah,
And you were a child, and it's kind of like dangling toys in a vulnerable child's face,
yeah,
and they're going to take it. It's kind of like offering a child candy,
yeah.
you know? And so
And
for you
so
to say that you were fast, I get it. And Chicago does, put kids in like a faster paced life, but you do realize where this lifestyle is headed because your baby father is being buried today.
yeah,
How's your baby?
she's 3. Or you said how is she?
How old is she?
She's 3.
Okay.
We
And
both
then
have birthdays in September.
okay, that's spiritual right there. Okay, cuz I
Hmm.
think yeah, the reason y'all were born in the same month is because we get a chance to get it right, and
Yeah,
everything that you didn't get or wasn't taught, you get a chance to teach your daughter that. Now, the problem is you're 22, and from the age, I want to say like 15 to about 25, women don't wake up, and this is the most vulnerable time for you. And you've already experienced a lot of trauma at such a young age. And so I need you to take a deep breath, and you're gonna have to grieve. That's your child's father. I get it, you know. I get that. And some people can't take funerals, but I want to tell you this. The lifestyle he was leading was going to lead to that anyway.
yeah,
You didn't have any power over that. You didn't pull that trigger. You didn't put him in that position. You didn't put him out there at 3 o'clock in the morning. You didn't do that.
yeah,
Okay. All right. And I know it's hard for you to get that through your head because you're connected with this man because he's your child's father, but you did not do that. And one day I know you will forgive yourself and understand that. But
yeah,
right now it's too fresh. Here's
yeah.
what I'm going to say. Okay? Um how's the relationship between you and your mom now?
Like Tasha, me and mom, it's so hard because I live with her. So I try to be respectful. You know what I mean? But people would take advantage of you. People would do you wrong, treat you any kind of way,
I
and
know, but like this is your mom. Like you're back in her house, right?
yeah.
Okay, so how was she taking advantage of you in her house?
So like me and mom, okay, so my mom don't like me because I was the child that like, well, I feel my mom doesn't really like me as much as she like her other kids because I was a child that okay, so I was molested when I was younger.
Mhm.
and I was
And
molested
I'm
by my
sorry that happened to you.
I was molested by my brother.
And you okay.
So when that happened, I told my mom about it, and my mom, she like went to punish him the next day. And then she took me to go do like a little rape kit and everything like that. So the police showed up to our house. So when the police showed up, my mom really wasn't going to say nothing. She was not going to tell the police what happened. But me being fat, like me being grown, I went out there and told the police what happened. So they took my brother away, and he wasn't in our house until at the age of 18. And my mom, like during that time, like me and her, like we would get into like arguments and stuff like that. Like, well, I was already a traumatized child. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. Like I was a traumatized child. Instead of my mom like dealing with me and my anger issues and stuff, she threw me to the state. She put me in group homes, juveniles. She told the state that she didn't want nothing to do with me. Like all up until the age of I was like 16, and I got home. Like she had me on medications and stuff like that. Like she never took the time to like raise me. So when I got home, I stayed with her for a little bit, but then I ran to the streets, Tasha. I'd rather stay at shelters, you know, I'd rather go do it by myself because I never could like me and my mom never had that, you know? And then so coming back here, I tried to talk to her about it like me and you never really had the connection like I want us to have. And she just like she just don't care. She told me to write her a letter about it. She said she's not gonna talk to me about that. Like I could write her a letter about that, but I'm not gonna talk to you about that.
But I kind of agree with her because your energy is probably a lot for her to take in and realize and sort out. But when you put it on paper, it makes it easier for them to process what you mean.
Yeah,
Because like you said a lot here, and then the more you talk, there's different layers to what you're saying. And that's why journaling is important.
I do. I
Writing
just started journaling too.
writing a letter to your mom, I wholeheartedly agree with that so she can get it
Yeah,
and read it over again and process it so that she'll know how to approach you.
yeah,
So she's basically telling you how to communicate with her. And
yeah,
also what I want to say is I can't speak for the pain and the trauma and the torture that you went through as a child. I can't speak for that, but I can speak for what's going on right now. And your mom has you in her house during a very like kind of like sensitive time that you're going through.
yeah,
And I know all the past comes up, but you kind of got to focus on right now. And, you know, she's put aside her feelings or anything that you've gone through to let you back in her house with her grandbaby.
yeah.
How does she treat your grandbaby? How does she treat her grandbaby?
She treats her good, really good. She's a
Right.
big support to me. I would
Okay.
never knock her for that.
Okay. All right. And so right now she's supporting you during your most vulnerable time because she wasn't there for you
Yeah,
in the past, but she's not going to be able to fix the past and right now at the same time because you're going through too much.
yeah.
Okay. And so you got to kind of take it one step at a time. So you're not working at all right now, right?
I'm a dancer, Tasha.
Okay. All right. So you're a dancer. How much are you making?
I make like probably like 1,000 to 800, like 800 to 1,000 a night.
Okay. Have you ever tried serving
Like what?
tables?
Oh
No.
no.
Okay. So I was a server on and off for about 20 years.
Yeah,
Even transitioned from serving into what I'm doing now.
yeah,
I've been doing this on and off and kind of carried the two at the same time. And what I love about serving is I transitioned so many strippers into servers because I would kind of do the math. And I've worked in a strip club as a bartender, so I kind of know how it goes. Some nights you cannot make nothing and you got to pay the house, right?
yeah,
And then some nights can be really good, but it's about that stability. And what I loved about serving is every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, even Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, people always eat, but people
yeah,
don't always go to see strippers.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And not
yeah.
people and with inflation now, people aren't making the same kind of money that they're making. And so I would
Facts.
say for your safety, for your stability, for your child's stability, for that
Mhm.
instant cash that will come every day. It may not be $800 every day, it may be 300 one day, it may be 150, it may be 200, but it's a lot more consistent then I make a really good night here and then I don't make nothing for the next 3 nights. And then you got to go hustle. You got to put yourself in situations that you don't want to be in, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, with men and stuff like that, and probably do things that you don't want to do. I would say I would ask and beg of you to get out of the dancing and go and get a waitressing job and work your way up, whether it's, starting at Red Lobster or Olive Garden. And then once you get those skills, because you sound like you got really, really good, like, you can talk well, you know how to articulate yourself, you're very likable. I could kind of get that you know how to express yourself.
Thank
And
you.
that's what people tend to like. And you're very passionate, so which is good. And so you transition into a serving job, and it's not going to be as glamorous. You ain't got to drink, you ain't got to put yourself in a safety situation, and you could be home at night with your baby,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? And you may make $100, you may make 150, but at the end of the week, you'll probably be making, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be $6,000 a month. You're able to balance your bills because you know how much you're making. And then
Yeah.
you could take that, get your own place. But what I would say, as opposed to getting your own place, talk your mom into moving out of Chicago with you to somewhere that's a lot more stable so that your child doesn't grow up around what you've seen,
Yeah.
okay? And end up dating men that wound up in the same situations that her father, is in,
Yeah.
and your baby daddy, and you get away from dating those guys that are in the streets, because this is what it brings,
Yeah.
okay? It's either jail or it's either death. There's only two ways out, and it's not going to be any other way. And you don't
Yeah.
want that around your child. You see what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so, like, ask your mom, like, hey, mom, you ever thought about moving? And move somewhere, move down south,
Yeah.
somewhere where you ain't gotta see the same things that you saw. And then you and your mom can really bond, and you can get some therapy, whether it's therapy for you or therapy for you and your child. But
Yeah.
right now, I really want you to concentrate on getting stable
Yeah.
and getting your money stable so that you can depend on yourself. And once you get that money stable, then we're going to add therapy into the mix. And then you and your mom can start working on a transition plan, because you're going to need her support. Because I don't want you moving down south or moving out west, or something like that, or up north, and you don't have nobody to watch that baby. And then all of a sudden your baby is getting touched on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you having
Yeah.
to depend on people that's not
Yeah.
family, right? But your
Yeah.
mom is in a different space, and I'm sure she would want to move the fuck up out of Chicago, okay? And so,
Yeah.
what I want you to do is, I always tell people this: email me on unwinewithtashak@gmail.com, and we can start the conversation there. But I
Okay.
really want you to transition out of that dancing.
Okay.
You're gonna have to go through grieving. I know right now you can't afford a therapist.
Yeah.
Get you a serving job, a waitressing job in a
Okay.
nice restaurant where people go do graduations and stuff all the time. Get
Okay.
on your feet and think about moving the fuck out of Chicago.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. You
All right,
got this,
Tasha.
okay?
Thank you so much. I
No
watch you
problem.
I watch you every day. Like all
Oh,
your
thank you,
videos, I don't
mama.
watch
And I'm
them.
praying for you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
You
Please
have a
email
great
me.
day.
Please email me.
I will.
Okay. All right, bye. All right, that was a lot. But she gonna get through it because she listening, So she was very open to it. So yeah.